From WNYT Albany, News Channel 13 Live at 5 begins with breaking news.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for this special edition of Live at 5 here on YouTube. I'm Rachel Teedy.
And I'm Steve Cooge. We're starting right now with some breaking news just into us. This is happening in Troy. We've been alerted to a very heavy police presence. It can be seen right in the area of 4th Street between Ida Street and Jefferson Street.
Zach Richter joins us live from Troy right now. Good evening, Zach. Tell us what's going on here.
Good evening, Rachel and Steve. Well, there is indeed a very active police presence here, and we're just off of 4th Street right now. And I want you to take a look at this car here before me. This Ford truck looks like it just crashed into that telephone pole. The front of the truck seemingly all smashed there. Then the windshield here all shattered and cracked too. Now, as we take a look inside the car, you can see those airbags deployed. On the ground right here, it seemingly looks like there's a piece of the car that lays on the ground. And you can see the police tape. Once again, a very active police scene here. There's about 8 to 10 Troy police cars. And on one side of the street on 4th Street, you see police just standing there. And we're being told there was a report of a man with a handgun who we were being told might have gone into one of the homes. We are not sure yet, but we'll make sure to update you with any information. We're live in Troy. Zach Richter, News Channel 13.
Zach, thank you so much. Let's take a look at your first warning forecast here tonight. A live look from the CDPHP first warning camera. 81 degrees out in Amsterdam. Lots of blue sky. An absolutely beautiful day. And nothing showing up on the live Doppler radar. It's a nice reprieve, perhaps, for people who are still cleaning up from all of the storm damage that we saw last week and earlier this week. So we have a good chunk of time to get rid of a lot of that damage here coming up in the next couple of days. 83 degrees at the Albany International Airport, 80 in Schaghticoke, 81 in Ballston Spa, 76 in Duanesburg. And temperatures as we continue into tonight, dropping down to the lower 80s and into the the lower 70s, I should say, as well. Coming up, Metro Forecast, we'll break down your weekend forecast hour by hour.
Looking good. Thank you very much, Rachel. Well, we're talking some politics right now. The excitement absolutely building for Vice President Kamala Harris about to make a historic visit to Berkshire County.
Harris is expected to show up. She was expected to show up as the VP tomorrow before becoming the presumptive Democratic nominee for president. So people living there were excited to learn that she's keeping her promise, putting Western Massachusetts in the national spotlight.
News Channel 13's Tessa Bentulin is now joining us live in downtown Pittsfield to share just where Harris is expected to be, and new at 5, the reaction from local residents out there. Hey, Tessa, what are you hearing?
Hi, Steve. Hi, Rachel. Well, this is such a rare moment and historic moment for Berkshire County, and it's why a lot of people are excited about the attention that Berkshire County is getting to have a vice president and presumptive Democratic presidential nominee to be here. Now, I also spoke with a state representative in Massachusetts, as well as a person who's working closely on this event. They both tell me that Kamala Harris is going to be here at the Colonial Theater in downtown Pittsfield, and the event is set to start tomorrow at 1:20 p.m., I'm told, and end around 2:40. So they're on a very strict schedule, I'm heard as well. Guests were given instructions on what to do when they arrive. The event is sold out. The program not only features Harris, of course, Senator Elizabeth Warren and former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick are expected to speak, as well as Yo-Yo Ma and James Taylor will perform at this event. So big event here in Pittsfield. And we got stopped by so many people today while we were out shooting some B-roll of the area, sharing their excitement about Harris's visit and how much they love the exposure and support it brings to the Berkshires and Pittsfield specifically.
I never would have expected a vice president that's running as president would come here.
We were vacationing in North Adams, and I'm actually bringing my sister to the train, which is not for a few hours. So we thought we would try to get some Kamala energy going here.
So a lot of people excited about this. They didn't expect this to happen, but just remember, if you do plan on being in the downtown area in Pittsfield, this is where the Colonial Theater is, just around here. Make sure that you expect a lot of police presence and a lot of security here. So it's going to be very packed in this area, the Colonial Theater in the heart of downtown. And the city's Facebook page also notifying people, telling them that there's going to be road closures and parking restrictions in this area from noon to 5 p.m. tomorrow. So keep a lookout for that. Reporting live here in Pittsfield, I'm Tessa Bentulin. Rachel, back to you.
Tessa, thank you so much. Our special coverage on Vice President Kamala Harris's visit begins tomorrow.
News Channel 13, Sabrina Dami and Zach Richter, they're going to be live from Pittsfield on this historic visit.
Our special coverage begins tomorrow at 6 p.m. right here on News Channel 13. New at 5, the man who decided not to accept a plea deal yesterday after he saw our court-approved camera in the courtroom did plead guilty today. Zatar Karich, formerly of Northumberland, admitted to having sex with a child under the age of 17 multiple times in the town of Moreau in July of 2022. Under his plea deal, he would receive a maximum of 6 years in prison. He'll be sentenced September 27th.
Also new at 5, a Slingerlands man has pled guilty to sexual exploitation of a child. 75-year-old Danielle Fuino admitted that during the summer of 2022 and April of 2023, he would babysit a young girl at his home where he would engage in sexually explicit conduct. The child was just 6 years old at the time. As part of this plea deal, Fuino will serve 15 years in prison and must also register as a sex offender and pay restitution to the victim. He's set to be sentenced on November 26th of this year.
Tonight, Glens Falls is investigating two motor vehicles crashes involving e-bikes. Live at 4, we told you about the first accident that happened July 23rd. And new at 5, police say a second crash happened 2 days later at the intersection of Bay Street and Grand Street just before 7 p.m. Police say the user of the e-bike was traveling northbound on Bay Street. They ran a red light and crashed into an SUV. The driver was taken to Glens Falls Hospital, and they have since been released.
And we are hashtag Raj on the Road. We are sponsored by Mohawk Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. We drive to Saratoga on this being the third Friday of the 40-day meet. And the feature race, the Amsterdam Stakes, Grade 2, came in the third race today for 3-year-olds. This was a 6.5 furlongs on the dirt. Everybody liked Jefferson Street, trained by Bill Mott. But here's Frank Miramati with the stretch call.
With Jefferson Street in hot pursuit. Junior Alvarado asking him to go now through a half in 44 3/5 seconds. World record cuts the corner and goes on strongly. Maintains a 3-length lead in mid-stretch. Jefferson Street is trying his best, but world record is turning in a sizzling performance. World record never gave them a chance. Broke on top and poured it on to win by 5 lengths. Jefferson Street second. Valentine.
And world record at 6 to 1 odds. Flavin Proud aboard paid $14.60 on a $2 bet. Nicely done. We come up at 6 o'clock tonight at News Channel 13, joined by Tim Wilkin. We'll preview the running of the Jim Dandy Stakes, which is the big prep race for the $1.25 million Travers on August 24th. And we'll talk about Sierra Leone for Chad Brown being the favorite in a race that is going to feature a lot of speed. It sets up nicely for Sierra Leone to come from behind to win for Chad Brown. We'll preview that race with Tim Wilkin coming up on Big Board Sports on News Channel 13, live at 6. Steve and Rachel, back to you.
Sounds good. A lot of fun out there tonight. Thank you very much, Roger. Well, we do have some weather that we'll be talking about when we come back.
Yep, your full forecast coming up in minutes.
The viral nature of his obituary, I think, would have made him happy that he was finally able to not only come out, but come out big.
We are all storytellers.